Hi, thanks for tuning in to Tennis Master, where I'm going to give you everything you need to know about the brand new concept racket from Wilson, the Shift. So there we go, have a look. Ice white, so it's based around the colour of an iceberg, so it's kind of denser in some areas than the others. It kind of almost like a kind of changing from kind of one type of white to another, in line with the ultras and the blades. Nice kind of clear guard and grommets going around as well, and blurred out Wilson logo, which is much more visible from a distance, and then the Shift logo with the orange eye shifted to the side. So I personally think a really nice looking racket. Again, if you with some nice white strings in there or silver strings, I think would look really good. So why Shift? Well, Wilson realised that they didn't really have a good dedicated spin racket in their lineup, so they wanted a racket which would kind of fit between a Wilson blade and a Clash. So obviously for spin, if we think about the competitors like say a Babolat Pure Aero, well, the Pure Aero is very thin at the sides and triangular section around the throat of the racket, which really makes it aerodynamic. As you go low to high, it's really aerodynamic to kind of makes it cut through the air. The Shift does it very differently to that, so you can see it's kind of more of a kind of classic shape around it. But what this has is really extreme lateral bending, and this is really what makes it very unique. So lateral bending is the way the racket goes from here to here. Where it kind of bends from laterally from kind of side to side here. So obviously it won't be as extreme as that, but if you imagine if you're hitting a forehand, for example, as your racket is coming from underneath the ball and is accelerating up towards the contact, that's where the racket head will kind of be slightly back as you're accelerating up, and then it will shift and snap round from low to high, therefore giving you that extra spin. So it's how quickly it will kind of shift around from there to there, if that makes sense, therefore giving you more spin. It's also got reduced torsional stability or torsional bending. So what I mean by that is like a Clash will kind of twist in torsionally, kind of around the middle here, which makes it very arm friendly, but does lose a bit of power from that. So by reducing the torsional stability, that then gives you the extra power, which will then give you the depth. And the idea around this racket is that you get the spin, therefore you can aim the ball higher, and then you get the depth as well, so you can really push your opponent back and create angles. So again, I've not actually, as you can see, there's no string in this, so I've not actually had a chance to get on and test it yet, but that's the kind of science behind it. Now, I have here the Shift 99, which is 300 grams, and this one is a 1620 string pattern, so fairly open. Again, a more open string pattern is going to give you more spin potential. There is the Shift 99 Tour, which is 315 grams, but that's actually an 1820 string pattern, so I'm guessing at the testing stage people were just finding but it just needed a bit more control, so it's got a slightly more denser string pattern, but they're both 99 square inch racket heads. If you're thinking, oh, do you know what, it sounds great but it's a bit too heavy at 300, there is they've basically released phase 1, so all the kind of Wilson Labs rackets are out at the moment. They're very limited. In the summer they go into phase 2, where the 300 gram and the 315 will be officially launched with a slightly different cosmetic to what you're seeing here. But in September they're bringing out the Shift Lite, which will be 280 grams. So for kind of good juniors and maybe kind of intermediate level adults, there will be a racket for you in the fall. I would expect as well probably junior and probably a 260 gram frame to be coming out probably around about the start of next year, but there's no news on that yet. But if it's selling, it would make sense to do that. In terms of accessories, there is a bag range coming out as well. So you've got your Super Tours, you've got your backpacks and duffel bags, all in the nice kind of ice white colorway. And there's some nice kind of accessories. So there's a Wilson Shift dampness coming out and grey comfort overgrip. So yeah, so you can kind of accessorize and customize your rackets as they're kind of launched in their different phases. But again, I think it's you know, just having a look at the cosmetics. Looks very good. Science behind it kind of sounds very intriguing and very interesting. But that's the Wilson Shift. So hope that gives you an overview of everything about it so far. I will be doing a test between the Shift 99 and the Shift Tour when I get the samples in the summertime. So stay tuned for that. So thanks for watching. Remember, please click subscribe, like it if you like the video. It really does help. And I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.